going to show you how to create a branch trolls cake topper, and that's coming right up. Guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Amanda, and if you want to learn how to create unique cakes and toppers, then I'd love to have you as a subscriber so that we can create cakes and toppers together. So I'm going to start out by making Branch's head first, and the reason being is the trolls' heads are quite big and heavy, so if we make it first, by the time we create the rest of the topper, it'll be dried out and it'll be lighter, and then it'll not put as much pressure on the rest of the topper when we set it on. So with that said, let's make Branch's face. Man, I don't have to ramble on. So here I've moulded a teardrop shape for Branch's head, and I'm just creating a little indentation for a smile using this little tool, and using the shaper tool just to create those little dots in the outer edges. And then I'm just on one side creating a little smile, and not smile, I don't know what way I said that there. So now we're putting Branch's nose on, and just a little blob, seriously, how long have I been doing this now? A little piece of purple fondant, and just shape it when it's on the topper to give it a trolls-like appearance of a nose. And then we're creating some eye sockets here, and I'm using some shadow grey luster dust just in and around. That's just going to help the eye sockets stand out. I'm doing that with the smile also. We're going to put some white fondant into the eye sockets and smooth that out so it's nice and flat. Then we're going to take some blue fondant for the eyes, smooth those out as well, and then go round the outside with some black edible paint. Roll 2 tiny pieces of fondant in the same colour as Branch's skin. This is going to create some eyelids. And then using some purple edible dust, dust that onto your eyelid. And I'm just creating 2 little wrinkles on the outer edge of his eye, and some white catch lights as well. And just where I've created those wrinkles, I'm going in with the purple dust just to help those stand out. I'm going with the dust in behind the eye socket as well. Some black edible paint in the underside of the eyelids, and then using that purple dust just create some blush onto Branch's cheeks, and 2 tiny pieces of black fondant for eyebrows. Create Branch's legs and torso. I'm not sure if I've mentioned yet, but I'm using the lip head modelling paste to create this topper. So I've rolled out a snake piece of fondant, I've cut it in half, and that's going to create both of her legs. You can see I've flattened out the bottom half to create a foot, and now I'm using my fingers to create an indentation for the ankle, and just fold that up and create a crease with your cake decorating tool. Cut in some toes and then round those off as well. Now cut the top of the legs in a V shape, and insert a skewer and leave about 1 inch out the bottom, and then place that onto your cake and stick the other little leg on, and you just need a tiny cocktail stick for the other leg. And I'm just dusting on some purple dust onto the toes here and the little creases, and now you can see I'm creating a tummy. So he's got a little bit of a belly and some shoulders here, and then place that onto your skewer as well, and just shape it into the position you want whenever you've got it onto your skewer. Now this is quite fun. Now we're going to get on to making Branch's clothes. We're going to make his shorts and his little waistcoat. So I've rolled out some brown fondant, and roll it out as thin as you possibly can without it breaking. And then I've cut a sharp line across the bottom of it, and now we're just going to fray the bottom of it. This is going to be the bottom of his shorts, and then cut another line along the top, a little bit of edible glue and stick that on. And then you're just going to take your knife tool and create a little dent for the middle part of the shorts, and then just fray the shorts out at the bottom. And now I've got some square cake cutters, plunger cutters, and I've just rolled out some green in 2 different shades, and I'm just cutting out some squares and sticking those onto his shorts as well. And then I decided at this point he kind of needed a neck. So it's just really a little cone shaped piece of fondant. I've created a little hole in it and I'm putting it on and just trying to shape it onto the shoulders. Now normally I would create the neck along with the torso, but it was only after I'd created the torso that I realised he needed a neck. But don't worry, you're not going to see that join. And then I've stuck Branch's head on, as you can see. And now using our 2 different shades of green, we're going to cut out a lot of circles. And we're just going to stick those on into the shape that Branch's waistcoat is going to be. And this cake topper is perfect for any kind of trolls cake. I also have a Princess Poppy cake topper tutorial and a DJ Suki one, and you can check those out by clicking the links above. So now we're going to get on to creating Branch's arms, and whenever I'm creating a cake topper, I'll always sit with a picture on my iPad of whatever character I'm creating, and the picture that I had was him standing. Although his face was kind of grumpy in the picture, I did give him a smile, which my daughter pointed out I shouldn't have, considering I made him in the grumpy colours. Thanks, Holly! But anyhow, the pose that we're going for is his arms crossed, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get on to creating his arms. So 2 tiny pieces of the modelling paste, and I'm sorry if I keep saying fondant, I'm just so used to creating cake toppers with fondant. So anytime I say fondant, you'll know I mean the modelling paste. So 2 tiny pieces, and we're not even going to create fingers because his arms are crossed, so you're not going to see them, and you can see the type of shape. I'm rolling it narrow at one end, and then we're going to tuck both those narrow sides in underneath each other. And who's your favourite Trolls character? I have to admit, out of all the Trolls cake toppers and Trolls cakes that I've made, this little guy has to be my favourite so far. So I hope you're enjoying him and you like him. And if you are enjoying this tutorial and finding it helpful, give it a little like, because it helps me know that I'm doing something right and that I'm helping you guys as well. I'm going to create the signature Trolls hair. So here I've got some black fondant rolled into an oval shape, and it actually is fondant this time. I've mixed a little bit of Tylose Powder into it, and I'm using a ball tool to create a little hole in the middle underneath. And that's just so it'll fit neatly on top of Branch's head. And I'm just using my fingers just to thin out the outer edges, and then use a knife tool to create some lines and indentations to make it look like hair. And now I'm using my cake decorating scissors to cut and fray the top, so it will give it a bit of a Trolls hairstyle feel. And then paint a little bit of edible glue underneath that and stick it on. And then while it's on the head, you're going to kind of give it its final shape. So we're smoothing it down. You're just going to use your knife tool to create the shape, to shape the hair around Branch's face, and then use your fingers just to squeeze it and shape it so that it goes in the middle and back out again at the top. Lastly, the Trolls ears. You gotta love their ears. The Trolls ears are massive. I don't know why I like them so much. They're just really cute. So here I've rolled my modelling paste into a kind of teardrop shape, and I'm using my tool just to create some little indentations. And I'm just looking at my Trolls picture that I have beside me and just working with the ear to try and get it into the shape that Branch's ear is, flattening out the bottom of it, and then a little bit of edible glue, and you can stick that on. And you can also put a cocktail stick in the middle, sticking out where the ear's going to go on to give it a bit of extra support if you're worried about the ears falling off. If you want to learn with me how to create unique cakes and toppers, make sure you click on this icon so you don't miss next week's video, and I'll see you then. Bye!